Hello there, in this video we will emphasize on the elderly services in Malaysia. Please stay seated and enjoy the video.
In this topic, I will explain it in the situation.
This is Mr. Ahmad. He is a 70 years old man living alone in his house. He is unwell and unable to clean his house. He was only able to prepare simple meals and sometimes his neighbor helped him. He refused to go to a nursing home and wanted to stay in his own house. In Malaysia, he is qualified to get help from the government, which is a home help service or also known as Perkhidmatan Khidmat Bantu di Rumah.
So, what is a home help service? This service is a social support program for elderly and disabled people by weekly visits from the volunteers. It was organized by the Social Welfare Department with the Ministry of Health Malaysia and welfare voluntary organizations in 2012.
This service is aimed to decrease the number of elderly and disabled people to the government, private or NGOs in welfare organizations by helping them at home. This service also strengthens community for community service for the purpose of building social integration among the local community holistic. The activities that can be done through this service are by helping them to prepare meals, personal hygiene such as clipping their nails or give them a bath, be their talking buddy, play any indoor activity to keep them entertained, home management, financial management such as helping them to withdraw their money from the bank or pay their bills, and also driving them to the hospital to get a medical appointment. So, back to Mr. Ahmad. He can benefit from this service as they can help him to clean his house, prepare meals, and even become his talk buddies. If there are any registered physiotherapists or occupational therapists among the volunteers, they can educate Mr. Ahmad in performing daily activities independently. This service can help Mr. Ahmad in performing his daily activities without any problem and improve his quality of life. So, for the next situation, I will take Madam Aminah for an example. Madam Aminah is a 65 years old retired chef living in Baling Kedah. She lives alone in her house as all of the children stay in the city. She still can perform her daily activities independently even though it takes some time. But sometimes she feels sad as she has no one to talk with after her neighbor moved to another state. What service do you think can help Madam Aminah? The answer is Senior Citizen Activity Centre, or known as Pusat Aktiviti Warga Emas Power. This centre is a place for the seniors to perform daily activities in the community. It is also a social assistance service for reaching out to the community and development to older persons. This centre involves strategic cooperation between the ministry and other government agencies and the NGOs. This centre helps to expand facilities for the welfare and development of senior citizens and provide space for the senior citizens to feel appreciated through the sharing of experience and skills. There are many activities that can be done, such as religious programs, recreation programs, therapy and rehabilitation programs, and also health seminar. So, we will go back to Madam Aminah's situation. Madam Aminah can benefit a lot from this centre as she can communicate with other people, attend seminars, and also she can teach other elderly on how to bake as she is a baker. Madam Aminah doesn't need to be worried about the fee as it is free of charge. She only needs to contact the nearby social welfare department to become a member. Through this centre, it can help Madam Aminah to socially communicate with other people and improve her quality of life.
For next situation, Madam Cheng, 67 years old, who live alone in her house in Pekan, Pahang. Recently, she was diagnosed diabetes and need to go medical checkup every 2 weeks at hospital. But she has transportation problem to go to the hospital by herself. From the Madam Cheng situation, how she can get into hospital smoothly? So the answer is Madam Cheng can contact Unit Penyayang Warga Emas, also known as UPWA, to help her go to the hospital. So, what is UPWA exactly? UPWA is under government agency. UPWA provides free transportation facility and service to elderly who live alone or live with family who cannot afford transport to get medical service at hospital or clinic. The objective of UPWA is to increase accessibility of senior citizens to public facility, especially health facility. Mr. Chen can contact UPWA Pekan so that UPWA Pekan can provide transportation during the day of her medical. For the next situation, Mr. Abu lives with his son at Jelas Selangor, but his son is always busy with his work. Sometimes his son went to outstation for about a week because of work. So Mr. Abu is always alone at home. He is still able to perform daily activity independently. Ahmad, Mr. Abu's son, always worries about his father when he goes to the outstation for his work. he needed someone to take care of his father when he not at home. So Ahmad's friend suggested him to place his father at Speed Care at Rumah Seri Kenangan Ceras. Speed Care Rumah Seri Kenangan Ceras is an alternative service to the graduate to temporarily place the senior citizen in institution for a certain period of time because of the demand work outside the area or country. Speed Care provide the best environment hospitality for Mr. Abu. Speed Care service include custody and protection to senior citizens as well as the management and preparation of basic needs such as food, health and residence. Ahmad can place Mr. Abu at Speed Care for minimum 1 day until maximum of 30 days or depending on the approval of the director of Speed Care. There are many activities that can be done there such as religious program, education programs, therapy and rehabilitation programs and health seminar. So the care and safety of Mr. Abu will be granted at Speed Care when his son go to the outstation.
Now, let me share with you about welfare institution for senior citizens in Malaysia. We have Mr. Ramli, Mrs. Ande and Mr. Raju to help us understand about 3 different welfare institutions. First, let's meet Mr. Ramli, everyone. Mr. Ramli is 59 years old. He has no family, no income and has no contagious disease. He wants to be productive and work and engage with the community. Have you guys ever heard of Desa Bina Diri? No? Well, let me explain it briefly. Desa Bina Diri, which is also known as DBD, established to provide care, protection and rehabilitation of beggars and the destitute. It also helps individuals to be productive, self-reliant and able to work and back to community. In DBD, they will teach inmates with basic skills and train them so they can go back to society. You guys must be curious about the DBD entry method, right? It is voluntary or court order. For voluntary admission, it can be made at any Department of Social Welfare, which is in District Office, and for court order, it follows the Disabled Persons Act 1977. So, how many DBD under the management of Department of Social Welfare, or also known as DKM? Actually, there are 5 DBD, which are DBD Mersing, DBD Jerantut, DBD Kuching, DBD Kota Kinabalu, and Pusat Sakti Bina Diri Sungai Buloh. Moving on to our next special guest, Mrs. Ande. She is 68 years old and has no relatives. She has no income. She does not have a permanent residence. Even though she is 68 years old, she is able to take care of herself. And she only has diabetes and hypertension. From her brief background and history, she can voluntarily apply for admission to Rumah Seri Kenangan, RSK. She can go to any Department of Social Welfare District Office to apply for it. RSK established to provide care and protection to the elderly poor so that they can live in peace and enjoy a good quality of life. There are 10 RSK in Malaysia and they provide care and protection, guidance and counselling, recreational activities, medical treatment, occupational therapy and physiotherapy. Admission to RSK also can be done by court order where beggars or homeless aged 60 years and above the RSK through Disabled Persons Act 1977 will be ordered by the court to be admitted to RSK. The duration of admission to RSK is 3 years. Ever heard of Rumah Ehsan, everyone? Well, today you heard about it. Please remain seated, everyone. Mr. Raju is a 72 years old. He's diagnosed with lung cancer by an authorized government medical officer. He can't take care of himself and he has no guardian or heir to help him and he also has no income. He was admitted in RE, which is Rumah Ehsan, in 2019. He made an application for admission of senior citizens to Rumah Ehsan at Department of Social Welfare District Office. RE is established to provide care, treatment and protection to the elderly who are sick, homeless and without heirs, so they can continue to live in comfortable and safe environment. RE provides care and protection, guidance and counselling, physiotherapy, religious guidance, recreation and job recovery and medical treatment. Currently, there are 2 REs under the management of the Department of Social Welfare, one in Kuala Kubu Baru, Selangor and one in Junior Terengganu.
Mrs. Makuna is a 70-year-old woman who was diagnosed with dementia a few months ago. Her family members are worried about leaving her alone at home when everyone leaves for work every day. She once forgot to turn off the gas after boiling the water in the kitchen, and this caused her family members to decide to send Mrs. Makuna to an elderly care centre for her safety. So, what is a care centre? According to Care Centres Act 1993, it is an act to provide for the registration, control and inspection of care centres and for matters connected therewith to ensure the welfare, well-being and safety of the residents are given priority, while care includes protection, supervision, rehabilitation and training. There are 2 categories of care centres, which are day care centres and residential care centres. Day care centres, it is any premises that receive 4 or more persons for care for a continuous period exceeding 3 hours a day at least 3 days a week. Meanwhile, for residential care centres, it is any premises that receive 4 or more persons for custody as occupants therein. There are a total of 384 elderly care centres in Malaysia, and one example of an elderly care centre is Comfort Age Care Centre in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. It is a day care centre for the elderly designed to cater the needs of clients with dementia and other neurological conditions such as stroke, Parkinson's disease, and post-surgery care. The objective of this care centre is to ensure that the client maintain a better quality of aging life in terms of physical, mental, and social aspect. The facilities provided at this care centre are physical activities, functional training, cognitive stimulation, and group activities. Now, Mrs. Makuna's safety is guaranteed at the care centre, as well as being able to socialise with people her age, and her quality of aging life can also be enhanced.
During COVID-19, Malaysian government gave out many help to the elderly in form of financial help and healthcare support, such as advocating for the elderly to get vaccinated and provide transport for them to go to get vaccinated.
Okay, now we look to another country, Singapore. During COVID-19 pandemic, government of Singapore give financial support to the elderly. It's known as the Silver Support Scheme for the aged 95 years old and above. This financial support provide additional support for elderly Singaporeans who had low income during their working years and now have less in their retirement. They will receive around $1 to $900 according to Housing Development Board flat type and household earning.
Okay, now everyone, let's go to Thailand, everyone. Let's discover how Thailand manage their nursing home and what they offer. Ban Lalisa Nursing Home Thailand is one of the Thailand's top retirement nursing home, which under the Ministry of Public Health of Thailand. They provide services such as transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, physiotherapy, 24/7 assistance with qualified nursing team that can speak English, and they also provide ambulance in their nursing home. You might be curious about their care program, right? They have 4 care programs, which are elderly care program, bedridden patient care program, dementia care program, and long stay program.